I'm Jay Horton. I make movies that make money. This is how. If you want to learn how to make more money with your independent film, subscribe now. Today, I'm going to let all you first-time filmmakers in on a dirty little secret that most experienced filmmakers aren't talking about. Your first movie is most likely going to fail financially. Even if it turns out good, odds are you'll never even make the budget back. Most indie films, even ones made by experienced filmmakers, fail financially. Now, I've done dozens of videos on how to increase your odds of making more money with indie films, and by all means, check some of those out. They can help. But even following that advice, your first time out, your movie is probably not going to make its money back, or just barely. And that's even if you literally make it for no cash out, because there's no such thing as a free movie. Your time is worth something. You probably won't get out of the movie what you put in. I have met thousands of filmmakers over the course of my career, and almost always, without fail, they will tell you they lost on their first movie. What's worse is some of the movies actually did sell and make money for somebody, but through bad distribution deals or bad producing partnerships, the filmmaker themselves didn't see shit. Now, the good news is some of that is easy or at least not impossible to avoid. For example, getting a bad distribution deal, that can be circumvented by just doing your due diligence, looking up the distributor, contacting filmmakers that have worked with them in the past, looking for red flags. Definitely keep an eye on the major stuff like term length, market cap, additional fees. These are usually where the predatory distributors catch you. And to be 100% transparent, both times that I got really took by a distributor or a sales agent, it was due to a combination of me not checking into them deep enough and not negotiating the specific terms that I mentioned above. If you do those things, it will dramatically decrease the odds of you taking a bad deal. All that said, you can make a good movie, get a decent distribution deal, and still fail. This is where your marketing comes in. And some people take to it like ducks to water and may do very well their first time out. Now, this is usually because they already have a strong sense of how to market, either through education or just being a natural at social media. But it can take a lot of others, like me, years to really get a handle on it, which is one of the reasons I do this channel, so that others maybe don't have to go in and fumble around as blindly as I did for so long. With this in mind, I'm going to be doing a series of marketing videos that'll start next week, and I have a printed copy of that plan in total available now through my Patreon. And for anyone interested, I'm offering personal consultations through there as well. Oops, okay. So I got a bit salesy there for a second, sorry. So what are some other things that you can do to decrease your odds of that first film failing? Let's see what some other filmmakers have to say. Filmmaker tips from filmmakers. So I went onto Facebook last week and asked a bunch of filmmaking folk, how can you keep your first film from failing financially? Budget, substantial marketing money in your overall plan. People won't pay for your flick if they don't know it exists. That is a really good point. Not enough filmmakers correctly budget for marketing. Rule of thumb is it should be around 50% of the budget of your film. Now, for indie films, this isn't always feasible. Some of you will say, well, I don't have money for that. I can barely get the movie made. And my answer to that is, well, not every bit of that has to be money. You can make up for that spend with good organic social media marketing, but you have to put the time and effort into it that would be worth that 50% of the budget. Keep in mind that nothing is free. Your time has distinct and measurable value. Find Facebook groups where members have an interest in the subject, preferably way before making your movie. Become a member and participate in group discussions. Later on, you can promote your movie organically. This one must watch my channel. Make it a horror movie, bro. Any other kind of film needs a name to get distribution and all that. Can't quite agree with this one. The whole horror thing, that was a pretty common thought 4 or more years ago, but the market has changed a lot since. Don't get me wrong, horror is definitely still viable and does consistently make for a good starter indie movie, but there are several other genres you can start out in as well. Over the past few years, the marketplace has fractured in such a way that you can niche down into almost any genre and have a successful indie run. Niching down, that's the key phrase there. Try to raise as much of your money through crowdfunding as possible. The more of your budget you get from fans, the more sales you can keep instead of paying back investors. Interesting thought. Okay. Bad movies can make money. Good movies, art films, can make no money. It's unpredictable. Nobody can say. We don't make movies for box office. We make movies because we have stories to tell. That's a nice sentiment, but I like to eat too. I have a two-prong answer. Most first-time filmmakers suffer from kitchen sink syndrome. They throw all their favorite ideas, witty lines into their first movie because they've been saving up for years on all this stuff, and by God, it's going in the film. So now they've got a film that doesn't know what the heck it is. It could be a drama horror or a drama action. Who knows? Because the filmmaker never picked a lane. There's nothing distributors or sales agents hate more than a tweener. A tweener is a film that's between two genres, like drama and an action movie, or between a drama and a horror movie, or you get the idea. That's a pretty great answer, and look for me to start including the phrase tweener in future episodes. Learn how to reduce crew. I do everything except sound and outdoor scenes. Only hire crew you need. Use existing sets. Hire experienced actors. Most sets are just me and 2 or 3 actors. Okay, cool. So basically reduce your costs so you have less to cover to get into your profit. The mindset of the artist needs to change first. Too many guys go out to make a film and then try to figure out how to turn it into a business. I studied the business before making the movie. Very nice answer. Certainly ask who you're making the film for. Passion projects are great, but commercial viability is what runs the business of film. That said, the landscape is always shifting right now, and there's a demand for all types of content and genres. Look at other projects that might be similar to yours. See if they have distribution and who with. Look at the budgets of those films if they're available. If they've failed, then why? Wow, I got so many great responses on this one. I really have nothing else to add. If you want to learn how to make more money with your indie film, subscribe now. And don't forget to check out my Patreon. I'm offering a new tier over there where I'll consult on the marketing of your film. But whatever you do, keep making movies.